Well, just I know we're skipping around a little bit, but just while we're on the subject of reaching across the aisle and being able to work with others, I guess that would kind of lead into like a conversation about Ice Cube from this week in terms of just like picking and choosing who you want to work with. So, what do you all think about that? Just in general, in terms of just like a person deciding, all right, I presented my plan to these people, they weren't that interested, so I'm going to present my plan to the people on the other side. And not to say that they'll automatically act on said plan, but at least when I presented it, they acted a little more interested and put it a little bit higher on their agenda.
I don't see what he did. Well, I don't see what was wrong with what he did. Because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he said like plans to both parties, right? So like one of those people is going to be president after November 3rd, or next year. Someone's going to be president. So like. His plans to go talk to the president about Black America. I don't see what the problem is. Not like he tried to do not like he tried to do the Kanye thing just to get a quick little flick for Instagram. Like he's actually trying to
he kept it low key.
I don't see what the problem is. If Trump was the president next year, like is that a problem? Someone would try to go talk to him about Black America.
I think the problem is that
the problem is you talk to Trump. That's it. That's a toxic thing. You can't do that. Like,
I don't think it's just Trump though. I think it's Trump, and it's also Trump's like view on or lack of like care for Black America.
Okay, but I mean, so like, can we not have a conversation with it about like it?
Because why at this point though?
I mean, how else do you get things done? I mean, even the Democrats, even the hardcore Democrats, even the hardcore Republicans, when it comes to certain bills being passed, they have to step across the aisle to get certain people on their side. You need 2/3 at the end of the day.
I think the problem is there was no interest in it though, in my opinion. Until this point.
No, there's very interest.
No, I'm talking about there's no interest from the Republicans to work with Black.
They reached out to him.
Well, I mean, he's reached out to them.
Listen, Ice Cube reached out to them. It wasn't like they reached out to Ice Cube and said, hey, I need to come up with a plan. Like, I applaud it, but I also think that it was a mistake in the execution. I think it was a mistake solely because, like, you can't, anything that's perceived as positive to Trump is like, oh my God, but like he played them. They played him like a fiddle. How did he play him though? I'm saying like he played them in terms of now, like you see this as an opportunity, like I'm gonna take this as an opportunity. The Democrats don't want it. I'm gonna go with it.
Trump didn't even say anything about it.
No, I'm not talking about Trump. I'm just talking about like the Trump Party or the Republicans in general. Like,
I
wouldn't want to use this as a foothold.
Before you get to your point, I guess I would just say, just to ride off his one point, in terms of being played, the only thing I would say is basically we're all focused on Ice Cube now, and nobody's talking about the pact with Black America.
Well, okay, but that's not Ice Cube's fault.
That's not me blaming Ice Cube. That's just me saying in terms of what he said on being played. Yes. Now everything is being downplayed and we're not listening to the message, we're shooting the messenger. I understand that part, but I guess it's just like the difficulty in it within working, like we're saying, working across the aisle, it just becomes like we're not looking at what's getting done, we're just looking at the means of it. And that's not even to say that I think anything is going to get done. I don't think anything's going to happen.
I mean, it's not like he endorsed him though, I guess. It's not like he was like Kanye. He literally just went to go talk to him about Black America. Now maybe Ice Cube shouldn't get the person to do that. Maybe a rapper or actor.
Any man could step up. Any man should step up.
With him.
I think any man should step up. I think a lot of people in Trump's campaign and whoever published that logo shout out to Ice Cube, they were definitely putting that on blast for a reason. I don't think Ice Cube was looking for any type of attention.
He also sent one to Joe Biden. Like, to me, it's just like, one of these men are going to be president.
Both parties.
Maybe somebody in the Black community to speak up and talk. I don't see why that's bad.
You got to talk to both because
I don't know if it was.
Because at the end of the day, like whether Democrat or Republican, a lot of these politicians in office don't really have the Black person's agenda in mind. They don't really have the Black person agenda in mind.
So if someone wants to speak up, I don't see what.
Why would you want to? I just think is you send a plan to somebody to a party that just has not shown any interest in.
But I mean,
but even
it's okay to not try.
So you should. Even back in civil rights era,
I don't know if it's appropriate at this time though. Like in terms of like, there's a clear party that is.
It's not appropriate because so many people want to jump down his throat.
Bro, just think about the civil rights era, bro. Like, not to take it back, but just think about the civil rights era. That was not the climate. Segregation was very much the climate. Like, but Martin Luther King and a lot of people, Malcolm X and all that. They had conversation. Like, they weren't the politicians in office didn't from the jump have their favor in mind. They had their constituents' favor in mind who were in favor of racism, but they still went to those offices. It's the same. It's a similar situation.
Using that as an example, but at that time, the Black agenda wasn't a thing at all, like in terms of Democrat or Republican. I'm just talking about like you're talking about the civil rights movement. It was us against the world. I'm talking about right now.
It
like
is us against the world.
I get that, but it's still a certain foothold.
If Trump wins, and we just, I mean, no one should say, like, no one should advocate for
But
Black
where was that
America
before, though?
Right.
What was that before?
Well,
like,
I get what you're saying, but maybe
I just think it's just poor timing, bro. Like, I think it's poor timing.
Poor timing.
Dante, what do you got?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, no offense, Obama. He's a great man, but it's like, it's just like this is the point I'm gonna go with. It's like, yo, we had a black dude in office for 8 years. Tamir Rice got shot. Trayvon Martin got shot. Yeah. A lot of stuff happened. Like, and it's like, basically, it's like, we had a black dude in office, which should mean that the black agenda gets pushed to the front.
I don't think so.
But I'm just saying,
he's the president of America.
I hate that.
I don't see what the problem is.
I really hate that fucking argument.
But it's just, I'm saying, but
because people,
I'm not
white
saying
people can say the same fucking thing and be like, we have a white person. Why don't we bust the white?
But as a black, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but as a black dude, I'm still saying. It don't matter who the leader is of America, they're the leader of America. All we can do is try to put the agenda in front of them and see what happens.
Like, that's all
and that's all I'm saying about it.
Like, I hear you, man.
That's all we can do. We don't live in a bubble, bro.
I get that, but so to your Obama point, bro, like, to your Obama point, if Obama puts the black agenda to the front, he would get fucking crucified. He wouldn't get that second term, bro. I guarantee you that.
Would we care? It's our agenda. We need that.
So like that just makes no sense to me. Is that we're gonna get a black president?
Okay. Well, listen. I will say this.
Everybody.
There's a lot of agendas that get pushed on Capitol Hill.
Gotcha.
Like there's a lot of lobbyists for a lot of dumb shit on Capitol Hill, whether it's cigarettes, people lobby for their shit all the time.
I get that, but is that right? So we're talking about, so we can't sit up here and be like, yo, hey, white people, we have a white president, so we should be pushing for the white agenda, all this stuff like that. But then we get a black president. Oh, it's not fair, so we should push black.
That's not an important argument. That aspect is really not that. Donnie's just making a point there. I'm just saying, like, man, me too.
He said, well, I hate that nigga.
I'm not trying to take anything from Obama, but it's like, yo, if you couldn't get the stuff pushed through when the black man was in office, then we just gotta work with everybody.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened with Obama. This is a whole other conversation. People got complacent. People saw a black president and felt they didn't have to keep their heat on them, bro.
I mean,
with every politician, they run on these
norms.
But it's just like,
if you send a plan just for black betterment, like why? Like people jumped down his throat for that. I was like, damn. Ice Cube.
I think it was another thing he said he was not. He said like fuck Trump. What he said something about Trump.
That's what I'm saying. So
I think that was the biggest issue.
Bro, he doesn't like Trump, but he's the fucking president.
So on the flip side of that, Ice Cube is
poor timing.
I'm saying,
why are we doing this right now? Because he said this 4 years ago.
He sent it to both parties, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
He's doing it at the top of an election year to make sure that it's in there for the next 4. And even the person that he filed, I think Ice Cube is NOI, so even the person that he filed as a member of NOI will be Farrakhan. Farrakhan talks all the time probably about the fact that he don't like Jews, but he'll work with a Jew. He understands I'm just saying.
I got what you're saying.
Like the importance of working.
Even forget Farrakhan.
This is the time when a lot of the politicians try to seal out whatever their campaigns and whatever their presidential run is going to be about. So this is the foundation. So it's important for people to get in now to say are you going to include the black population? Are you going to include the black the needs that we have, our demands? In your presidency, it's important right now.
Are we missing something? Maybe we're missing an aspect of this. I don't know. I just don't think
it's like power. Think about it. You got to work with both drug organizations sometimes to make sure that your drug organization is getting the shipment.
Right.
And sometimes you got to knock one off.
Right.
And I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, so I'm gonna stop it right there.
So yeah, I mean the Ice Cube thing is.
I feel like it got overblown very quickly. It's one of the things where it was fun on Twitter, but it's not.
That's what I'm saying. It's just so polarized. But even like literally, it's just no thought process. Shit like, you're fuck you, you're Trump, and it's just all right.
He sent it to both people, and he did what he had to do. Do I understand what Malik is saying in terms of timing or in terms of optics? Yeah, but at the end of the day, you kind of got to understand that Ice Cube is, for lack of a better word, looking out for Black Americans, regardless of who wins. What he's trying to do is just make sure that at least we're being seen regardless of who ends up coming out of this on top. And, you know, we can all hate the fact that he worked with Trump. That's fine. Do you like your boss every day? I don't.
I say that's politics.
It's
That's a part of
my
what.
boss not racist though.
I mean, that's a part
but
of
if
what
you
you
had to work with one and you couldn't get rid of them, you gotta figure out.
Bro, you gotta look at. I mean,
if you want to improve some shit,
you gotta get
like, and the person above you don't like him. I mean, damn, like I don't.
I mean, if that's the case, the whole system's racist.
It's
Bro. You already know that.
okay, we know this though. It's like, yo, either you play the game or the game gonna beat you. Ice Cube is
I
just
can
trying to
understand if he was doing the Kanye thing. Oh, I'm voting for this guy. I love this. It's not what he was doing.
He put no pictures out.
Yeah.
If not for that one white woman that posted that thing that told everybody about it, we wouldn't have known.
Damn, that's smooth.